I've been defending Nick Nurse a lot this season, but maybe for the first time all year in this game against the Lakers, I really see the complaints about him because he flat out coached an awful game here in what should have been a Raptors win, but it was not. Let's break it down for you in tonight's post-game show. If you're on the East Coast like me, or Eastern Standard Time, it's 12:46 in the morning. I'm tired, but I stayed up, fought through it to watch this Raptors game, and I kind of regrettably did because this is a frustrating, sour game here. Raptors had some really, really good moments in this game that got completely undone by the bench, but mainly undone by the coaching. All 5 Raptors starters were +5 or better in this game. +5 or better. And going into the fourth quarter, they were all +10 or better. They were all in the double digits there. Going into the fourth quarter, all these starters were like +10 or better. The starters were rolling. We were crushing this Lakers team. Second quarter, we had our issues. Start of the fourth quarter, we had our issues. And what does it come down to? It comes down to the Raptors bench. The Lakers bench, they score 61 points. It helps that they're playing against our bench. Let me read out for you the plus-minus for the 5 Raptors players who came off the bench. Thaddeus Young played 4 minutes, was -9. Chris Boucher played 11 minutes, was -17. Precious Achiuwa played 8 minutes, -10. Couldn't get him back in the second half because he was so bad in the second quarter. Will Barton, 14 minutes, -18. And top of the top, creme de la creme for the bench, Gary Trent Jr., 21 minutes, -27. -27 for Gary Trent. If I had a nickel for every time Gary Trent Jr. was -26 or worse, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's kind of crazy that it happened twice. Even crazier that it happened in the same week. Obviously, the guys I listed from the bench are not good defenders. Thaddeus Young has passed it. He's washed. Achiuwa is a gust in the wind for guys going to the rim. Boucher was getting cooked in the perimeter. Will Barton, we knew he was a minus defender when we brought him in. Gary Trent clearly is a minus defender. But the issue that I have with these guys, those plus minuses, the bench not playing well, the bench getting absolutely torched. The Lakers had 61 bench points. We had 11. We had 12, sorry. The issue that I have is Nick Nurse here. The issue is Nick Nurse today because all week we have recognized we have sucked to start the second quarter and we have sucked to start the fourth quarter. And it was a scary sight knowing how well we started and how well we played in the third quarter that at some point the starters had to come off and the bench had to go in. The problem is we know they're all bad defenders. We know the bench sucks. But what does Nick Nurse do? He plays 4 of them together. Second quarter, Achiuwa, Barton, Trent, Boucher, all on the floor together. 4 negative defenders with Scottie Barnes beside them. What do you expect that lineup to achieve when 4 negative defenders on the floor together? Like 3 is too much to put on the floor together. What do you expect to happen when 4 of them are on the floor together? How do you expect to get stops? You don't. And the Lakers killed us. And in the 15 minutes where you get bench minutes out of these guys, you get absolutely killed. And even though the Raptors turned a 70-62 deficit at halftime, they swung it 13 points in the third quarter. In the third quarter, the Raptors won 28-15. Defense locked in. But as soon as you bring the bench in, they get torched. The Lakers build momentum, the crowd gets into it, and when the starters come back in the game, it's too late. Russell's on fire, couldn't miss. Reeves was on fire, couldn't miss. Dennis Schroeder's on fire, couldn't miss. They didn't even have to use AD in a lot of that fourth quarter. Anthony Davis had 8 freaking points. Anthony Davis had 8 points. But Russell had 28. Schroeder had 23. Reeves had 18. Hachimura off the bench, for Christ's sake, had 16 points. Hachimura played 20 minutes. What was his plus minus? And was plus 21. Dennis Schroeder was a plus 32. Austin Reeves was a plus 20. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Lakers starters, minus 11, minus 10, minus 10, plus 4, minus 21. D'Angelo Russell had 28 points with plus 4. Look at their bench. Plus 21, plus 19. Wenyen frickin' Gabriel was a plus 19. Dennis Schroeder's plus 32. Austin Reeves plus 26. It's clear to see where the Raptors lost. It's clear to see where the Raptors lost. All 5 stars in the plus, all 5 bench players in the negative. Lakers, all 5 stars in the minus, all 4 bench players in the positive. It's clear to see where the problem lies. It lies a little bit with the depth. But we know our team does not have a good bench. So why did Nick Nurse essentially treat the second quarter as a sacrifice to the game, allowed us to get shredded in the second quarter? We lost second quarter 39-27, and then make it even worse for the fourth quarter. Why did he do it? Why did he do it? Because I saw it against the Clippers. It didn't work. You know what? Against the Nuggets, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. I saw it against the Wizards. It didn't work. Especially the first game against the Wizards, the back-to-back. That first of the back-to-back against the Wizards, an 8-minute section of the second quarter is where we lost. They blew us out with the bench on, and that was it. We couldn't recover for the rest of the game. So why is Nick Nurse not adjusting to this? What is he seeing that would make him not want to tinker this, fix this, adjust this? How is he seeing this and allowing it to continue? You know what? Props to him today. At least he had the balls to take off Precious Achiuwa and not put him back in the second half. But like Thaddeus Young coming in instead. I mean, talk about pick your fucking poison. The lesser of two evils, I suppose, was Thaddeus Young. But like I said, 4 minutes. What was he? Minus 9 in 4 minutes, was it? Yeah. So, clearly, we have problems here. We signed Will Barton as a player we knew that was a bad defender, but is fine if you can hide him and get good defenders around him. We didn't do that. Gary Trent this week has been a disaster on defense. It also doesn't help that Gary Trent shot 0 of 9. But when Trent isn't scoring, he doesn't do anything because he's not a good defender. And you need good players around him to hide that so he can be more ambitious, be more high risk with his steals. Achiuwa can't stop anything right now. Boucher was having trouble today. Disaster. And it's so frustrating that the game comes down to coaching. And like I said earlier in the intro, I've been a big defender of Nick Nurse. I wouldn't fire him. And I still wouldn't fire him. But man, is some of this stuff starting to make a little bit of sense or what? How can he not see these things that are going so blatantly wrong for the team? Right? The struggles don't end there. Siakam had another troublesome game. 12 points, 5 of 13. Man, on defense, this guy looked like he was disengaged, losing his focus, got blown by way too easily. Like Austin Reeves had this guy on his toast, man. Austin Reeves was getting by this guy so easily. Off ball, Pascal losing his focus. Very bad. Pirtle was fine. Fred didn't take many shots. Sat back to allow Barnes and Anunoby to cook, but man, we need a bit more out of Fred from offense. Anunoby and Barnes were cooking. Barnes, career high 32, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. OG started the game 11 of 11 from the field, 12 of 14 to end it, 31 points, 5 steals. Like, it's clear where the problem was. It was the bench and it was the coaching. Raptors shot the ball fine, 50-36. I'll take that every game. But we allow them to shoot 56-43. Look, we outshot them by 12 and lost by 10 points. 5 more offensive rebounds, 8 less turnovers. Like, they had 21 turnovers and scored 122 points here. And that included a 15-point quarter. It's blatantly obvious where a lot of the problems have lied for the Raptors this week. And it's crazy what 1 week can do. Because all of a sudden, like, making a push for the 6th seed, that's gone. You're hoping you stay in the 9th seed here. You're hoping you stay in a play-in spot if you're the front office. You're a fan. I mean, some fans in chat are probably saying probably best case to fall out of those play-in spots. But to make a winning trade and still suffer stuff like this, it's a concern. It's a problem. Very bad game for Nick Nurse. Not one where I'm going to go fire him, but goddamn, does he need to be better. Raptors lose 3 in a row on the West Coast road trip. Tough games, but it ain't going to get easier. Raptors have one of the toughest schedules remaining in the NBA. I believe it's 4th toughest going into tonight. I checked this morning. 4th toughest for the Raptors going into tonight's game. They got Denver next. They got to play the Timberwolves. We're fighting for a playoff spot. They got to play the Bucks. Pacers, Pistons, little rest. But even then, like I don't trust them to win those games. Then it's the Wizards right behind you. The Heat right in front of you. The Sixers, a couple of nice ones against the Hornets. Then you get the Celtics twice and the Bucks. It's not going to get easier. It's not, but we got to fight through it. And if you have rotations like this again, I don't know what to say. Like if Nurse watches this game and still doesn't make a change and make a difference to the rotations, then maybe he should get fired because it's so obvious. But a lot of faith lost in the team this week. A lot of faith lost in Nick Nurse. We need him to be better, but that was ugly. And I stayed up till fucking 1 a.m. to watch it. I'm out of here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you guys got any value out of this, drop a like, subscribe for more Raptors content just like this. We'll see you next time. Oh, man, that was bad.